Hello everyone. So in today's video of chapter Modern Periodic Table, I am going to talk about periodic trends in elemental properties, effective nuclear charge and screening effect. And the last topic would be the variation of atomic radius in modern periodic table. Now, periodic trend in elemental properties. Children, the original structure of periodic table was based on the periodicity in the elemental properties. Elemental properties show similarity in the group and they used to show the variation when we are moving across the period. The quantum mechanical model of atom explains the observed periodic trend of elemental properties. Now we will discuss the periodic trend in some physical properties like atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, and these trends are explained in terms of two factors, and the factors are attraction of extranuclear electrons towards the nucleus and repulsion between the electrons belonging to the same atom. I am repeating my point. The attraction of extranuclear electrons toward the nucleus and repulsion between the electrons belonging to the same atom. These attractive and repulsive forces operate simultaneously in an atom. So this results in two interrelated phenomena called effective nuclear charge and screening effect or shielding effect. Now, what is effective nuclear charge and screening effect? Particularly in an atom which is having so many electrons or multi-electron, the positively charged nucleus attracts the negatively charged electrons around it, and there is at the same time the mutual repulsion also works in between the negatively charged extranuclear electrons. The repulsion by inner shell electrons is particularly very important. This results in the pushing of outer shell electrons farther away from the nucleus. The outer shell electrons are held less tightly by the nucleus. You can say here the attraction of the nucleus for an outer electron is partially cancelled. It means that an outer shell electron does not experience the actual positive charge present in the nucleus. The net nuclear charge actually experienced by an electron is called effective nuclear charge, and which is denoted by ZEFF. The effective nuclear charge is lower than the actual nuclear charge, which is capital Z. That means the total number of protons. In other words, the inner electrons shield the outer electrons from the nucleus to a certain extent. This effect of inner electrons on the outer electrons is called screening effect or electron shielding or shielding effect of inner or core electrons. It is denoted by sigma and it is called screening effect or shielding constant, as I told. The value of sigma depends upon the type of orbital where the electron resides in the different shell. As we move across the period, the actual nuclear charge used to be increased by +1 and the valence shell remains same. The newly added electron gets accommodated in the same shell. For example, if I am talking about third period like sodium to argon, what will happen in this case? Sodium has electronic configuration 281, then magnesium has electronic configuration 282, aluminium has 283. So what is happening gradually as I am moving from left to right across the period, the electron is adding into the third shell. or I can say in the same shell. So there would be no shielding due to the core electron remains same throughout the core electron remains same, or though the actual nuclear charge Z increases. So net effective nuclear charge boson increases across the period because capital Z is increasing and the value of sigma is constant. On the other hand, Z effective decreases down in a group. Why? As we move down in a group, the new valence shell used to be added. As a result, there is an additional shell in the core. The shielding effect of the increased number of core electrons outweighs the effect of increased nuclear charge, and thereby the effective nuclear charge felt by the outer electron decreases largely down in a group. So this is all about the effective nuclear charge and screening effect across the period and down in a group. Now, periodic trend in physical property, and I am going to talk about here atomic radius. Now, what is atomic radius? We have learned quantum mechanical model of an atom, which used to describe us the extra nuclear part of an atom is having electron cloud. We all know that atom has no definite boundary. The atomic size or atomic radius therefore can be estimated from the internuclear distance under different circumstances. In case of non-metals, except the noble gases, the atom of an element are bonded with each other via covalent bond. Let's see the example Cl2. The bond length of a single bond is taken as the sum of the radii of two single bonded atoms, and it is called as a covalent radius of an atom. If I am taking the atomic radius of Cl, what will I do? I will take the bond length and divide it by 2. I will be calling this as a atomic radius of the chlorine atom. In case of metals, the distance between the two adjacent atoms in a metallic sample is measured. Thus, atomic radius is 1/2 of the internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of metals or two single bonded atoms of a non-metal. Now, how does atomic radius vary across the period and down in a group? Atomic radius decreases across the period and increases down in a group. If atom is having greater effective nuclear charge, stronger is the attraction of nucleus for the outer electrons and smaller is the atomic radius. As we move across the period, screening effect caused by the core electrons remains same. On the other hand, the Z effective value go on increasing. So the valence electrons are tightly bound. That is why the atomic radius go on decreasing. Whereas the effective nuclear charge decreases and shielding effect increases down in a group. That is why the size will keep on increasing down in a group. Now, ionic radius. An atom forms positively charged ion or cation by removal of one electron, and it could also be formed a negatively charged anion by gaining one or more electron. If I talk about cation is smaller than that of atom from which it is formed because it has less number of electron than the original atom. So, after removal of electron, the nuclear charge will increase. As the result, the shielding effect is less and effective nuclear charge is larger within the cation. Whereas an anion has larger radius than the corresponding atom. It has more number of electrons than the original atom. These additional electrons result in increased electron repulsion, which decrease the effective nuclear charge, and then the sizes also increases. Some atoms and ions contain same number of electrons, which we used to call them as isoelectronic species. The actual nuclear charge of isoelectronic species may be different. The radii of isoelectronic species vary accordingly, and it is depending upon the nuclear charge of the isoelectronic species. Larger the nuclear charge exert a great attraction for the electrons, and the radius of that isoelectronic species become smaller. For example, fluoride and sodium ion are having 10 electrons each. Fluoride is having 9 protons and sodium is having 11 protons, even after the formation of ions. And their atomic radii would be 133 picometer in case of fluoride, and 98 picometer in case of sodium ion. Because of the lower nuclear charge in case of fluorine, the radius of fluoride ion is more than that of sodium ion.